Hey guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. In today's video, we're going to be doing my March perfume tray. But first, we're going to go over February's perfume tray and we're going to talk about those fragrances. I'm going to give you my updated thoughts and opinions on them, and then we will pick out 10 new fragrances for the month of March. Now, because I talk about 20 fragrances in this video, I am not going to put all of them up on the screen, but I will list all of the fragrances in the description box so that way you can see, if you miss a name or something like that, what perfumes I was talking about. Just check the description box. There will be links to all of these if I can find them so that you can get good deals on them. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I really appreciate you being here. To all my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued support. I really appreciate you. If you're interested in seeing the fragrances that I have picked for the month of March and my February recap, then just keep on watching. Alright you guys, so February was a rough month for me. I got very sick. I got the C word. Yeah, I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. It was absolutely brutal and rough and horrible, and I feel much better now, but there was a period of time in February where I was not wearing fragrances at all. I was too sick to wear fragrances, and so unfortunately, I did not get the opportunity to wear some of these fragrances as much as I had hoped. It is what it is. So March is a very springtime time of year here in South Carolina. It is already starting to get warm. It was like 82 degrees out yesterday. It's supposed to be a high of like 78 today, I believe. So it feels like springtime, and I am definitely ready for my springtime fragrances. So I'm kind of sad that some of these heavy hitters I had for February, I didn't get a chance to dip into as much, and now I have to put them away. But anyway, let's go through them real quick. We have by Parfums de Marly Oajan. This is a fragrance that I absolutely love, but I am no longer in the mood for. So I do love this fragrance. It is incredibly strong. It is beast mode. It smells like warm spiced apples with a very dark kind of Middle Eastern base. There's some patchouli in the base, and I know it's marketed towards men, but I feel like this is a perfect unisex fragrance. It reminds me of winter. It reminds me of the holidays. It's just spiced baked apples. For some reason, that just reminds me of the holidays. There's a lot of cinnamon in here. It's definitely a cinnamon forward fragrance. You have to enjoy cinnamon in order to like this. I love this one. Great performance, like I said, but it is time to put it away because I'm no longer in the mood for this. I want my springtime fragrances. I want my florals. I want my musks. I want my, you know, fruity florals and all that kind of stuff. And this one just doesn't fit the bill, but I still love it, but I'm going to put it away until fall. Accident A La Vanille by Jousset Parfums. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance, but I'm starting to lose my, not my love, I don't want to say I'm losing my love for gourmands because that's never going to happen. I love gourmand fragrances, but I'm, you know how when the weather is cool and it's fall and then the holidays come, and that's when I start to get in the mood for those like super sweet gourmand fragrances. This smells like a caramel sugared cookie, like sugar cookies baking in the oven with some like caramel drizzle. It's delicious, but I'm really getting out of the mood for this. Yeah, I'm a very seasonal person. Like I can smell it and recognize how absolutely delicious this smells, but I'm so seasonal, and as soon as the flowers start blooming and it's 80 degrees outside and the birds are chirping, you know what I mean? Like that's when I'm like, oh, I'm not in the mood for this anymore. It just like flips. Let me know in the comment section if you're like that as well. Are you seasonal with your fragrances? Because I'm just really not in the mood for this anymore. So I enjoy this one. I absolutely love it. And this will be a fragrance I look forward to wearing in the fall, but I'm going to put it away. Up next, we have by Afnan. This is Modest Dew. Now, this is a fragrance I absolutely loved in February. This is a great Valentine's Day fragrance, and I actually really considered wearing this for Valentine's Day, but then I got sick. Both my husband and I were very ill, and we spent Valentine's Day lying on the couch. So we didn't get to celebrate this year, but that's okay. we have plenty more Valentines to celebrate, and I think this would have been the fragrance I probably would have picked. This smells a lot like La Nuit Trésor by Lancôme, but to me it doesn't seem as heavy. It doesn't seem as dark. It seems a little bit brighter, and I get a lot of cherry and raspberry, whereas in La Nuit Trésor I get more strawberry. So I actually think this would be a great fragrance to wear all year round. It's maybe not the dead heat of summer, but I'm not ready to put this one away. I think I can still wear this one. I'm still in the mood for this one. So really, really love this one. This is a great affordable gem. I paid less than $30 for this, and to me it smells like high-end, like a high-end fragrance. So that is by Afnan, Modest Dew. Another one I'm going to put away, but boy, I love this perfume, and I fell so hard for this. This is pretty recent to my collection. This is by XERJOFF. This is Ivory Root. This is so beautiful. I just love this fragrance. The more I wore this in February, the more I loved it. This was a fragrance that was not love at first sniff. I had a sample of it. When I tried it at first, I was like, whoa, that is spicy. Like, it was almost too spicy for me. But then as it started to dry down on my skin, that vanilla started to come forward, and I get a lot of tobacco in here as well, and it kind of toned the spiciness down. Not a lot. It's still a spicy fragrance, okay? But the combination, it was just wafting off of my skin. By the end of the night, I knew I wanted a bottle of it, and it was just a done deal for me. So if you like spicy fragrances, and if you like, you know, the notes are vaulted, but I'm pretty sure there's vanilla and tobacco in here. If you like spicy vanilla tobacco fragrances, get your nose on this one. Not a safe blind buy by any stretch of the imagination, but fantastic performance. Will last you all day long, and it's very sexy, very date night for cold weather appropriate, but I'm no longer in the mood for this one. Loved it when I wore it, but I'm ready to put it away until fall. So that is by XERJOFF, Ivory Root. Up next we have by Chanel. This is Chance the Eau de Parfum. I did actually get a few wears out of this one, but this is the perfume I wore on the day when I started to get symptoms. So I don't know, I'm gonna definitely put this one away for a while. I don't dislike this fragrance now, but I have a bad memory association with this at the moment. I sprayed this perfume, it was my scent of the day, and then I started to get this incredibly bad sore throat, and for some reason my brain was associating this fragrance with my sore throat. Like, I felt like I had inhaled it or something, and it was causing me to have a sore throat, which isn't the case. I was just getting sick. But you know how you can associate smells with events? Yeah, I'm not into this fragrance right now. I just, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure I'll get over it. You know, I seriously doubt that I'll dislike this fragrance because it's one of my favorite Chanel fragrances. I absolutely love it. I think it smells classy, elegant. This is jasmine, pink pepper, patchouli, very classy. Yeah, I'm ready to put this one away. So I'll keep you posted. I'm sure I'll get over it. But anyway, this is by Chanel, Chance the Eau de Parfum. Another one I'm not ready to put away. I'll probably be pulling this one out again because it does remind me of spring for some reason. This is by KILIAN. This is Love Don't Be Shy, the extreme version. Very marshmallow, orange blossom, neroli. It smells a lot like the original, but with added rose and a little bit more marshmallow to my nose. This is definitely my favorite Love Don't Be Shy. This smells to me like fluffy, powdery marshmallows with Turkish delight on a bed of roses and orange blossom. It's very, very sweet. It's very beautiful. I get decent performance out of this one, and I really enjoyed this one in February. I have definitely put a decent, you can see that size dent in this fragrance. This is one that if I were to go through this bottle, I would buy it again. Even though it is such an expensive fragrance, I think this is a lifer fragrance for me. I really don't want to be without this. I truly enjoy it. I think it has better performance than the original, and I really love the added rose. So if you like orange blossom and like Turkish delight smelling rosy, sweet marshmallow, if all that sounds good to you, I think you'd like this. So this is by KILIAN, Love Don't Be Shy Extreme. You'll probably see this in an upcoming tray again pretty soon. I'm not ready to put it away. And then we have by Juliana's Perfumes Aphrodite's Rose. I did not wear this once in the month of February, not one time. I don't know what I'm going to do because I kind of feel like I would have if I hadn't gotten sick. You know, this is a dupe for Initio's Atomic Rose, and that's a fragrance that I love. I think it smells amazing, but I never bought a bottle of it because I feel very not me when I wear it. It feels very foreign to me. It just doesn't feel like me. I feel like the perfume wears me. I don't wear the perfume, if that makes sense. This one's a little easier for me to wear because it's not quite as intense as Atomic Rose. It smells pretty similar. It's a pretty good dupe, but it's not 100%. This one to me smells a little sweeter, and it is a little easier for me to wear, but I still struggle to wear it. I still feel like it's not me. So this one is on the chopping block. I do think it's a good dupe though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is a bad perfume or a bad dupe. I think it's a good dupe, and it performs really well. It smells really nice, but I just never, ever reach for it. So I'm not ready to declutter it yet. I'm going to give it another chance before I make up my final decision, but I'll keep you posted. Don't be surprised if you see this in an upcoming declutter video, but that is Juliana's Perfumes Aphrodite's Rose. And then we have a perfume I was enjoying so much before I got sick. I finally got to wear this fragrance. I finally felt like I could wear this fragrance. We had some cold days and we had cold days before, but I don't know, I just hadn't gotten around to this fragrance and I was waiting for the right opportunity. This is by Givenchy and this is L'Interdit. This is a fragrance that I actually finally put a little dent in here, which it took me forever because this is an extremely strong fragrance and I only do like 2 sprays every time I wear this because for some reason on my skin this radiates to the moon and back, and it can be a bit much, but I love this perfume. And when I was wearing this, every time I picked this perfume, I thought to myself, I love this perfume. It is so beautiful, so classy, so sophisticated. It has kind of a bubblegummy tuberose in it, but not too bubblegummy, not too much. And there's a lot of pear in the opening, there's vanilla, and it is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know, it's like the epitome of elegance. It just screams elegance to me when I wear it, and I really enjoy it, but it's very, very strong. This is a heavy hitting fragrance, and this is a fragrance that I feel like I can only wear in cold weather. So I don't think we have many more cold days or any cold days coming up. I looked at the weather forecast and it looked like it's going to be like 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s for the near future. So I think we're done with our cold weather where I live, and I'm going to have to put this away until next season, next fall and winter. So that is by Givenchy L'Interdit. Then we have by Viktor and Rolf, we have a Flowerbomb, another one I struggle to wear any other time but cold weather because it's very, very strong, but I did put quite the dent in here. I don't know if you guys can see how much I used in the month of February, but this was worn a lot in February. I just was really enjoying it a lot. I love the gunpowder that's in the opening of this. It's so much fun. It's very sexy. I wore this on a few date nights with my husband. It just makes me feel like a badass. You know what I mean? It just makes me feel like a sweet but yet badass because of the gunpowder. I think it's unique. I think it's interesting. I love the bottle. The scent is beautiful. It's very sweet though. You have to be into really, really sweet fragrances in order to like this. But I just enjoyed this one so much. It made me feel like my absolute best. It made me smile every time I wore it, and I just love it. I love this one. This is definitely my favorite flanker of Flowerbomb. I love the original Flowerbomb, but this is my favorite. So that is by Viktor and Rolf Flowerbomb Nectar. All right, and last but not least is by YSL. This is Libre, and this is the intense version. This is my favorite of all of them. This one is, I like the new one that came out, the Les Parfums, but this one is definitely, the intense version is definitely my favorite. And again, I was able to put a pretty decent sized dent in here because I did pull for this one a lot in February. I don't spray very much, so this little dent is kind of impressive. I know it's not that big of a dent, but I'm happy with the dent I put in it for February because it's very, very strong. I only do a couple of sprays when I wear this one, but it is super classy, sophisticated, elegant, but very like boss woman. When I wear this fragrance, it makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel strong. It makes me feel in charge. and it's just one of those powerhouse fragrances. It's very vanilla forward. It's white florals and vanilla without it being too sweet. Very strong, very good performing, and I absolutely love the bottle. I say this every single time. This YSL bottle is just to die for. It's just beautiful. So definitely loved this one, and it is one that I will put away now though, because this is one of those fragrances that I feel like because it's so strong, I need to wear it in cold weather. So I don't see myself wearing this in warm weather. So I do think I will be putting this one away until fall, but I really did enjoy it in the month of February. All right, guys, let's pick out 10 perfumes for the month of March to focus on. So the first one, I'm super excited to put this on my tray for March because I'm so in the mood for this right now. And this is Gabrielle Essence, the Eau de Parfum. And this is a fragrance I get so in the mood for when spring has sprung. This is a white floral and yellow floral citrusy fragrance. Very Chanel, but in a very modern way. It's not like Coco Mademoiselle or Chanel No. 5, or it's not heavy like that. This is definitely a modern, classy, sophisticated yellow floral, white floral fragrance. It has peach, red fruits, black currant in the opening, so it's a little bit fruity. And then I definitely pick up mostly the white florals. There's tuberose, there's ylang ylang, jasmine, orange blossom, and coconut. So very springtime, almost starting to get me in the mood for kind of summer. And then in the base you have musk, vanilla, and sandalwood. I could see this in the summer as well. This would make a really great spring and summer fragrance, and I'm just getting in the mood for this fragrance for sure. So very excited to dip into this one. The performance on this one is moderate. It's not amazing. It's not like a lot of the Chanels. A lot of Chanel fragrances are super strong and just like very long lasting, like Coco Mademoiselle, but this is just a moderate. I wish that it performed just a little bit better, but that's okay. I'll just reapply, and I'm gonna enjoy this one a lot. So this is by Chanel. This is Gabrielle Essence. All right, up next, another one I am dying to put on the tray. Cannot wait to start wearing this again. So in the mood for it. It's by Parfums de Marly, and this is Oriana. This is absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite Parfums de Marly fragrances, and I have put, the dent is down to here. So when I first got this, I went berserk with this fragrance. I went ham on this fragrance, and I just absolutely love it. And it's one I find myself really craving right now. So opening, you have mandarin orange, bergamot, grapefruit. Middle notes, you have orange blossom. This is definitely a very orange blossom forward fragrance. There's also raspberry and black currant, so you get some fruitiness in here. And then there's whipped cream, marshmallow. I also heard chantilly cream. It's a creamy, marshmallowy, creamy whipped feel to the fragrance. And then there's musk mallow in here as well. There's a tiny bit of a clean vibe in here. There's something in here that kind of smells like just the slightest hit of like laundry detergent, but then you have those like whipped cream, marshmallow, gourmand notes in here. You have the black currant and the raspberry in here as well, so it keeps it from being too like clean. But I love the contrast in here. I love that there's some gourmand in here, there's some florals in here, and then something in here that makes it feel a bit on the clean side mixed together, and it just smells very springtime to me. This is the epitome of a springtime fragrance. I love the bottle, and I get okay performance from this. I know that there are a lot of people out there who complain about the performance of Oriana, but as this sits, the longer it sits for me, the stronger it gets, and I really have never had much of a problem with the performance. Is it the strongest perfume I've ever smelled? No, but I can smell it on me for a good portion of the day, and it's a small scent bubble, but I do get the wafts off of my skin, and that's all I really want, you know, that's all I really care about. I don't have to have it fill up a room. So if you're looking for a beast fragrance, this isn't it, but I don't have poor performance from Oriana like I know some people do. So I'm really looking forward to wearing this one. This is by Parfums de Marly, Oriana. Another one I'm looking forward to wearing is by Tiffany & Co., and this is Tiffany Intense. This is a fragrance I feel like is super underrated. I do not hear enough people talking about this, and I think this is one of the most gorgeous iris and musky fragrances I think I've ever smelled. This smells so classy, so elegant, so sophisticated. It smells like such a beautiful office friendly, church friendly, work friendly, everyday friendly type of fragrance with really good performance that doesn't feel overpowering. Very feminine smelling. But even though it's appropriate for like work and church and things like that, it's not boring. This is not a boring fragrance to me. This has pink pepper in the opening and mandarin leaf. In the middle you have iris. There's lots of iris in here for sure. Rose and jasmine. And then in the base you have musk, benzoin, cashmere, vanilla. There's carrot seed in here and amber, which makes it smell really unique. Like I really don't have anything in my collection that smells quite like this. It kind of reminds me of diamonds for some reason. Like if diamonds had a smell, I feel like that's what this would smell like. It could probably just be because of the bottle. The bottle looks like a big diamond, right? So it's really not that mysterious why I'm getting that association. But I swear to you that this is what diamonds smell like if they had a smell. I'm pretty sure. But if you like sweet, musky, and I say sweet, but it's not too sweet. This is not an overly sweet fragrance, but this is an irisy, musky, just absolutely gorgeous fragrance that does not get enough love in my opinion. Like I said, absolutely fantastic performance. I'm really in the mood for this and I look forward to wearing this one in the month of March. And then I really need to show some love to my Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl Glam. I bought this when it first came out to review it, and I have worn it a few times. You can see the dent in here, but I feel like I haven't really given this the love it deserves. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. If you like Very Good Girl, if you like that lychee, rose, vanilla, vetiver combination, but you want an added cherry and almond twist to the fragrance, this is what that smells like. It smells, yeah, just like Very Good Girl, but with some cherry and almond. I like it. I think it's really beautiful. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of Very Good Girl. And yeah, I'm just into kind of rose fragrances right now. I'm definitely, spring makes me crave that like rosy type of vibe. Fruity rosy, fruity floral kind of vibes. So definitely need to give this one some love. I get decent performance out of this. Nothing loud that fills up a room, but pretty moderate all around. I'm looking forward to wearing a Very Good Girl Glam by Carolina Herrera. And then one that I just got and I finished an entire decant of because I love it so, so much. It was never on my tray, but I kept sneaking it in because I love it and crave it. And it's quickly becoming one of my favorite perfumes. Like, I see this perfume being a top 10 for life in my future. This is by the House of BDK and this is Velvet Tonka. This is a brand new bottle. The reason why there's no dent is because, like I said, I went through an entire decant first and then bought this. I just got this bottle, so I haven't even dipped into this bottle yet. But I love this perfume. This smells like Easter to me. I probably should have waited until April to put it on my tray, but I just did not have the discipline. I wanted it on my tray now. This smells like springtime. This smells like almonds, marzipan. It has rose oil and tobacco, which for some reason in my mind reminds me of like cherry blossom. And somebody left a comment that this smells like Jergens body lotion, and it jarred a memory in my mind of that fragrance. It was like a lotion, I think, that was really popular maybe in the 90s. And I always said this was really nostalgic for some reason, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And now I'm thinking it might be that. Like, there's a cherry blossom lotion that I remember I used to have when I was younger, and I do think this kind of reminds me of that, and that might be why I love it so much. So thank you to whoever put that suggestion out there. I can totally see where you're coming from on that. But I also get a lot of the almond marzipan sweetness from this as well, and then there's a lot of vanilla in the base. Comforting. One of the most comforting fragrances of all time for me, and I just adore it. Plus I get really decent performance out of this. Again, not beast mode, but it definitely lasts, and I can smell beautiful wafts of this fragrance throughout the day, and I find this to be one of the most calming fragrances in my collection, and I'm super excited to wear it in the month of March. So that is by the House of BDK, Velvet Tonka. Another one that gives me that sweet almond feel is by Juliana's Perfumes. This is Head Over Heels. Now this is a dupe for KILIAN's Rolling in Love. I do feel like I might get Rolling in Love once I go through this bottle because I love this perfume. This was not even a like when I first got this. I almost decluttered this, but it grew on me, and this was kind of the beginning of my almond obsession. This smells like sweet almonds, like a mist of sweet almonds in the air with some sweetness. It's really, really comforting. It's really calming and cozy, and I just, as you can see, I've put, let's see if I can show you this. I've worn quite a bit of this fragrance. I do wear this one quite a lot. And I can see myself going through this bottle, but I think I'll want the real thing after I go through this. This is an excellent dupe, but I think I'm going to want the real thing after this bottle. But this was sent to me complimentary by Juliana's Perfumes. I think it's an excellent fragrance, and it has pretty good performance. It's not really loud, again, it's just moderate performance, but I don't have any complaints with it. So that is by Juliana's Perfumes, Head Over Heels, a dupe for Kilian's Rolling in Love. Alright, speaking of Kilian, I am putting Apple Brandy on the Rocks on my March tray. This is one I got in the Sephora VIB sale for fall, and I have not really gotten a chance to wear this much because I didn't feel like this was much of a fall winter fragrance. To me, the performance on this is just moderate, and this smells like a springtime fragrance to me. This has apple in it, obviously, Apple Brandy on the Rocks. This has apple, but it's not like cinnamon apple pie like Kilian's Angel Share. It's not fall apple. To me, this is more like crisp, juicy, reminds me of spring kind of apple. And this does have a very booziness to it as well, but it's not like a rum or anything dark. It's like a, I don't know, I don't want to say vodka because vodka is very specific. It doesn't smell like vodka, but it's just a lighter type of alcohol kind of smell. Something that I would want to sip on in the springtime. There's just something about this fragrance that reminds me of the spring. The color of the juice is lighter, and the apple in here just reminds me of crisp, juicy apple. There's some woody notes in here as well that I pick up, and this is just a beautiful fragrance. This is definitely a unisex fragrance. This would smell incredible on a man as well, but I don't find it to be so masculine leaning that I can't wear it. So I am excited to get more familiar with this fragrance. This is a fragrance I really don't have that much experience with, so I will update you on my experience with this fragrance after I've worn it in the month of March. Alright, I just recently purchased by Frank Beauclair. This is Ylang Ylang. I'm not sure how I feel about this fragrance either. I'm pretty ignorant about this fragrance at the moment. I've only worn it once. It is extremely thick caramel, and so I'm not sure how great that's going to be, but I don't know if this will be cloying because there's a lot of yellow florals in here as well. Obviously, it's called Ylang Ylang, so there's a lot of caramel, but it's very thick, sticky, and then there's a lot of Ylang Ylang, which is a tropical yellow floral, so the combination's kind of weird. I just want to give it a shot for the month of March. This might be the wrong season to wear this in because it is pretty thick and sweet caramel, but I'm hoping the Ylang Ylang saves it and kind of puts me in the springtime mood. So again, I don't have a lot of experience with this fragrance. I'll have to keep you posted after I've worn it in March, but that is by Frank Beauclair, Ylang Ylang. This is a fragrance that I recently just got. This is by the House of Moresque, and this is Seta, and this is absolutely beautiful. I love this fragrance. I tested this before I bought it. This wasn't a blind buy, and I knew I wanted a bottle of this. I think this smells incredible. This is more of a date night fragrance for me. I don't think I'll wear this in warm weather during the day. I think this might get a little too dark for the daytime, but I could see this as like a spring date night fragrance, which is what I plan on wearing it for in the month of March. This is definitely a very resinous, warm, ambery fragrance. It definitely has a lot of myrrh. I pick up a lot of myrrh, but it also has Ylang Ylang in here, and it also has some citruses. It has lemon, I believe. It has bergamot in the opening. It has Ylang Ylang. So there are some notes that kind of keep this from being a little too resinous, a little bit too dark, too fall. I might be making a mistake putting this on my tray for March, but I just got it and I'm excited to wear it, so I'm putting it on my tray for March. So that is by the House of Moresque, Seta. And then last but certainly not least, I think this is probably the most perfect transition fragrance from winter to spring. This is by the House of Tamine, and this is Peregrina. I just got this fragrance. I tried a sample of it first and fell head over heels in love. I'm so in the mood for this perfume. I cannot even tell you. I just want to wear this one all the time, honestly. I'm just like, forget all these other fragrances. I just want to wear Peregrina because this fragrance has really gotten, I mean, this has me in a chokehold, you guys, this fragrance. And that's so funny to me because when I first tried it, I was like, meh, it's okay. Not worth the money. It's an expensive fragrance. I'm not paying that much money for that fragrance. It's just a rosy white floral with some sweet notes. We've all seen it before, nothing special. But then when I put it on, by the end of the night, I was in love. There was something about the way this fragrance smells on my skin, something about the way this smells in the air that just absolutely hooked me. And I feel like even though there's caramel in here, I still feel like the caramel's thinned out enough. It's not overdone. It's not overly thick and sweet. And therefore, I feel like it's going to be fine for the spring. There's a lot of rose in here, but it is not overly rosy. Definitely a rosy amber caramel, but then there's white florals in here. Very smooth white florals that definitely reminds me of springtime. And then you have some powdery notes in the base, but not too much, not so much that it feels like baby powder. And I'm so happy that I have this in my collection. So definitely going to be rocking this in the month of March. All right, you guys, and that is it for today's video. Those are the fragrances I have picked for the month of March. Let me know in the comment section if you've tried any of these fragrances and what your thoughts are on them. I love to hear your thoughts and opinions on these fragrances, and I find it to be helpful for anyone else that wants to know as well and reads the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!